Hey, happy Sunday. Hello, guys. I hope that you are having a marvelous day. I hope this live chat finds you well. And by the way, if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can check out a little bit more about me by going into the information box down below, checking out the website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, for readings and handcrafted items, or maybe you just want to sign up for the newsletter, say what's up. Check out definitely Desert Cauldron, our witchy shop down below, James's Crystal Shop, Light of Riga, and actually as we speak, he's been taking some video photos of Christie's. So if you might want to head over to Instagram right now at Light of Riga, which I think the link for that is also down below. Yeah, to see what he's talking about today, crystal wise. But anyway, today for our live chat, yeah, we are going to be doing a bit of fire magic. That is what you guys voted on in our weekly poll. So if you're new to the channel, I put out a poll once a week. And there is a public poll. That same poll is given to my YouTube members. It's also given to my patrons. So if you're on Patreon or you're a YouTube member and there's something that you really want to see during the weekly live chat, just know that all of those votes usually end up pushing over what the majority public vote is. So they get like a little bit of an extra say. So anyway, go check it out if you guys are interested. But yeah, we're feeling like fire. We are fire. Today. So I have some of those goodies. What I really wanted to do was actually go over to our fire pit that we have on the other side of our home, but I don't get great internet over there. And I was like, dude, we could just have like the fire pit going and just do a full-on thing. But we're gonna have to just settle for using our candle today. Boo. Maybe next time I'll set up something out here, like a little fire pit out here, so we can do that. Ooh. Maybe closer to Samhain. Yes. Anyway, all right, let's see who all's here. It's our girl Susie and Lisa, our mighty moderators. She's saying, Tara in chat, much love, Grand Rising. Lisa, Grand Rising, chica. And Susie says, cute outfit. Well, thank you. Actually, I just finished up a channeling for tomorrow. So you guys know Linkin Park, right? We know Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, who is now crossed over in spirit. Well, he actually had a sit down with us this morning and had quite a chat. I will say it was an emotional roller coaster. Like, I mean, technically when I'm channeling, my ego is somewhere else. But that doesn't mean that my body's not feeling things, like feeling exactly as he's feeling in the moment. It was just like the emotions were just so much, like it was intense and they were all over. So that when I came out of the channeling, I'm like wiping away all these tears. I'm like, what? But anyway, there was a lot of great information in it. Definitely check it out. Even if you're not a Linkin Park fan or anything, I think that what he had to say was something that could be helpful for all of us, no matter what, technically what level of consciousness we are. I think that everyone's going to find it quite beneficial. So 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, if you're interested, Chester Bennington of Linkin Park. All right, so let's go back here. Lily, hey, she's a supreme rising beautiful souls. Lisa says phone problems sorted. Nice. And Stormy Fever is here. Wow. Lisa says, I love that dress. Well, thank you. I was like, I don't know. I feel like my high school vibes today. My little mini goth girl vibes. Susie says, you're beautiful. Looking forward to the channeling. Thank you. And Lisa saying hello to everyone. Hello, peeps. All right. So, like I said, we are going to be doing some fire magic today. But before we get to that, we have our weekly reading. So I have a few decks. Again, probably, I don't know. I'm going to use some of them, all of them, not sure. But I have a Le Terre du Film Erotiques. So maybe we'll bust this one out today. I also have the Naked Heart Tarot, and I did a huge cleanup of my tarot decks, a spring cleaning, if you will. So I put off to the side mostly oracle decks, but I have, I don't know, it's like eight or so tarot decks, but there's a lot of oracle decks. So maybe over on Instagram, if you guys are interested, I will sell a few of those decks at a good price, obviously, because they're used. So, but yeah, if you guys are interested in some of my decks, by the way, I keep them pristine. So maybe some of the boxes might be a little dinged on the corners here or there, but the cards themselves are always like pretty pristine. So yeah, I take good care of my decks. I would definitely put them all back in order, cleanse them, clear them before I send them off. But yeah, if you're interested in getting some decks at some really good prices, basically mostly just paying for shipping, then check me out on Instagram today and possibly later this week when I post those. I will do them in my stories. I don't think I'm gonna post it like onto my Instagram page, but over in my stories, definitely check it out. So hey, cheap decks in case anybody's interested. All right, let's see, my other deck, what do I have here? I have the Oracle of the Witch because I've been feeling a little more witchy these days, and maybe that's because the temperatures have been cooling off slightly. It's been getting up into the 80s during the day, which I guess is still kind of warm, but I don't know. I'm already starting to feel the Mabin vibes. Over in the garden over here, a little practice garden, getting ready for next year. The corn is getting out of control. It's almost to the top of my little roof that I've created so that the small animals and birds and things like that don't eat those plants. So I'm gonna have to reconfigure the roof so it's a lot taller just to accommodate their growth. But over in the pot that I have off to the side where we have a zucchini over there, it already has its very first yellow blossom. So that means, that's right, there's a zucchini coming. So once that blossom dies, we got zucchinis coming, baby. And some of my other, like, I think some of them are zucchini. I don't think the squash are quite ready yet, but some of the other zucchinis, they have a blossom that's just ready to bloom, which means more zucchinis. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Susie said, love, love, love. Me too. Yeah, I'm like, this is so great. I mean, if I could actually get, I don't care if it's the smallest fairy-sized harvest in all the world, if I could actually do a harvest on a harvest like celebration like Mabin, which is like the second harvest technically for the year, that would just be the ultimate. That would just be amazeballs. All right, so anywho, you guys, let's go ahead and get started with that weekly reading. What the heck did I do with this? There it is. So if you guys are going to be utilizing some decks and chiming in on this weekly reading, which I highly encourage. By the way, I always feel like when you guys have your input, your intuition, you guys do some readings along with the readings I'm doing, it just makes it so much more well-rounded because you're, you know, it's not just my higher self, you know, giving some information, it's all these different higher selves, and you put it all together, and I think, you know, that creates something for everyone when they come later for the replay, or maybe they're going to come later in the chat today. So definitely, if you're watching the replay, look at the chat because there's always some good stuff happening in there. Okay, so if you are going to be using a deck, definitely let us know what deck you're going to be utilizing, or if you're utilizing a different tool that is like the permission slip for your intuition, then let us know what you're using. Maybe it's runes, maybe it's a pendulum, maybe you're just doing some good old-fashioned downloading of your intuition, some channeling, which, hey. Okay, so let's see. You know, I've been using the Naked Heart since yesterday, so maybe I'll just continue to use it. So all right, and I was watching Cosmic Creeper over on Instagram. She's always got some amazing posts, and I have a few of the decks that she owns, and she had posted, it was a reading utilizing the Naked Heart Tarot along with a couple of other decks. And it's like, sometimes when you see a deck that you already have and it's like rekindled, you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that I love that deck. Let me bust that deck out. But anyway, the Naked Heart Tarot, as I spill it all over the forest, because whatevs. Wow, this box likes to get cray-cray. No. The Naked Heart Tarot is created by Jillian C. Wild. So just in case you're interested in looking it up. All right, Susie has the RWS. Excellent, excellent. And actually, you know, I was talking about selling, you know, some of my decks that I've set aside that are time for rehoming. I already have a couple of those decks going out to someone. So I'm so glad when, you know, my decks get to get rehomed and people get to, you know, use them and, you know, have many more years of joy out of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a shuffle and let's see what we have cooked up for this upcoming week. Maybe there's something for us to meditate on. Perhaps there's something for us to heal, something for us to welcome in or to let go. I don't know. Let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm thinking of using one more deck. You know what? Maybe I will use my Lenormand along with it. I have the Victorian Gothic Lenormand. So, hey, wow, I just noticed it matches. Anyway, yeah, let's do that. Let's use this deck afterwards. Okay, so let's get a good shuffle. All right, so while I'm shuffling up the cards, for anybody who's new to the channel, I always do weekly reading first. Afterwards, we go into what was picked for the poll with the theme for this week, so which is fire magic. So channel your inner pyro witch. So go ahead and get that going. Afterwards, we'll do super chats and super stickers. And what those are for is for anybody who wants a personal message. So you want me to pull a card for a personal, you know, question that you may have, or maybe it's just some general guidance. So we do super chats and super stickers for that. And then afterwards, lastly, we do a channeled guided meditation so that we always end the note on some zen, some groundedness, and some healing and love, of course. So, alrighty. Let's see. What do we have cooked up for this week? Susie drew the Seven of Pentacles for the week, telling me to be patient and I have to put in the effort. Beautiful. Silvano says, ciao, beautiful girl. I am from Italy. Pizza e spaghetti. Nice. Bolognese. Susie says, welcome, Silvano. Silver Star says, hello, beautiful Tara, Susie, Lisa, Lily, to all the beautiful chatters. Hello, loves. Hello to you, my sis and all my sisters and my brothers in here. Silver Star also saying hello to our boy Silvano. Okay. So there's card one. Oh, that's interesting. I saw card one, and that actually was the card that I pulled for the daily reading, the daily card reading that I did over on Instagram yesterday. So maybe go check that out. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe yesterday's reading has some sort of influence on this week, but we'll see. Okay, while people are getting their decks together and before I fully take a look at these cards, I do want to give a shout out to my homies out there. So everybody who comes into the live chats, welcome. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Everybody who's chatting, everybody who's lurking, I love you guys. All of my subscribers, you guys are amazeballs. I got a few new subscribers lately. I'm like, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. And all of my YouTube members, Kayla and Nancy, Astra, Jolene, and Jonathan, love you guys. And my patrons, by the way, brand new patron, Crystal, hello and welcome. So Crystal, Sarah, Os, Lily, and Lily, Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Syrian, Brandy, Jason, Brian, Karen, Liesel, and Palu. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards. Savannah says, I adore your smile. Well, thank you. Aw. Lisa says, peeps, I gotta reload. Oh, hey, no worries. Lisa said, thanks, Susie. Having problems with the live chat. It could be on my end, not quite sure. All right, so we have the Three of Wands, and by the way, this is the card that I pulled for the daily reading yesterday over on Instagram. So like I said, you can go check out that message. We also have the Four of Swords, and we also have the Universe. Okay, let's see. Right now, I'm just quickly, I call it working with the numbers. James and I do it, but it's putting a number into something, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like utilizing your intuition to come up with like a code number, and you put that code number into the matrix to kind of manipulate it a little bit. So I'm just putting in a little code number so that everybody's internet works well. So let me just put that in real quick, and you guys can maybe give it a go if you would like to. So any combination of numbers that appears in your mind's eye through the use of your intuition, and you just imagine it going into an equation, or at least I imagine it going into an equation, this mass equation, if you were looking at the matrix, if it was one big mathematical problem. And I just put the numbers in so that they flow easily, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay. All right, so now let's take a look at the cards. And our girl Kayla's here. Kayla! Hello, hello. Lisa says it seems to have righted itself now. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's see. What do we have with these Three of Wands, this Four of Swords, and the Universe? What is this telling us for this week? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so what I was getting for this upcoming week, this is all about putting our ego aside and asking for help. I was trying to figure out why, in my own healing practice, why is it so difficult for, let's say, for me personally, to ask for help? And, I also think about a lot of my friends, my family members, where it seems like when it comes to things we really need, like we need somebody to help us emotionally or mentally or physically or whatever it may be, that maybe it's a society thing, maybe it's a global thing, but it seems like putting that hand out there and saying, hey, I need your help. I can't do this by myself. I can't do it alone. I would love your wisdom. I would love your input. I would love a helping hand. It seems like that's really difficult for a lot of us to do. And it could be something that was instilled in us in school. In school, we, even though we may have worked in, small groups and everything, it always ended up that we all had individual grades, that we were all being graded on our merits individually. And then we were kind of forced to kind of compare ourselves to other people. And so it became this me versus you, me versus the grade, me versus the teacher. And I think that we kind of take this, not all of us, I'm just saying like in general, we take this with us into adulthood where, we get into this job and it's, maybe we're working with other people in the job, but we feel like ultimately this is all on me. This is all me. I'm not allowed to ask for help. Just like in school, I mean, sure, we could maybe ask for help from the teacher or maybe get some tutoring, but it feels like a very lonely journey, and it may feel that way. I'm not saying that's the truth, but it may feel that way sometimes as adults, where it feels like this lonely journey of like, it's just me. Nobody else is really going to understand what I'm trying to say. They're not going to understand what I'm going through. So I feel like somehow I have to do this by myself, or that somehow by doing something all by yourself, that makes the reward somehow better or greater. When in actuality, all we do on this channel and a lot of other people, they talk about this oneness, that when you strip away this human vessel, all we have is this soul inside of us that is multidimensional, it's eternal, and it's not an individual soul. This soul is connected to every single soul in the freaking universe, in all the multitude of dimensions and all the other universes that exist, that we're all a part of this one consciousness, just kind of splintered in all these different personalities, all these different journeys, all these different light and shadow, and all of this. And so if that's the case, then why wouldn't we in 3D then ask for help to, extend that hand and extend that voice, connect to our heart chakra so that we can connect to the throat chakra and say, I need your help. I need your guidance. This is something that you have strength in, and is something that I need a little bit of help in, because, it comes down to it, a lot of us are service to others. And if we saw somebody in need of help, we would be the first ones over there to go ahead and give them help. So we have to remember that they are us and we are them. We're all one. So if I'm willing to extend, my hand and say, I'm willing to help you, then that means that I have to do the same for an equal energetic exchange. I need to be able to ask for help as easily as someone else is easily asking for my help. Just like when people, come to me for just advice, like my friends, my family, or, people come to me for readings or channelings, I have to be able to do the same. We all have to be able to do the same. And it feels like this week is a big focus on really diving into that, learning and leaning into that, really, of I need a little bit of help. I'm going to swallow my ego, because the ego wants to be individual. The ego doesn't want to have any help, because it's not too big on forward progress. It likes to live in the past, but it's not a malicious thing. It's just its programming. It doesn't know what the future holds. It can only look at its past. Whereas in the present, the whole soul is always just in the present. It's like, let's just look at the situation now. Let's ask for help now. And it has no problems in doing so. So in the asking for help this week, that could come in the form of getting help from an animal companion. It could be getting help from spirit. It could be getting help from another human being. It could be getting help from the elements. It could be looking into a book, whatever that form of help, whatever it is, we have to, as an ego, say, I don't know everything. I am just on a journey, and I am a part of a collective. I am part of a community. So let's ask for some help. Let's look for some guidance. So this week, definitely look for help. Ask for help. It's not a bad thing. It's not anything that makes us look any less or weak. It's just something that we're leaning into. If you want to lean more into the collective consciousness, you want to connect yourself more to the collective, then we have to act in 3D as we do in 4D, just as 4D trickles down to 3D. So in 3D, then we have to create community. And actually, that is part of what, now that I think about it, the card that I pulled for yesterday, it was talking about community. So that's interesting. It was like getting us ready for the upcoming week, I think. So very cool, very cool. Let's see what you guys got. Let's go back here. People saying hello, Ski. Susie says bills have the word ill in it, and weekend by the job and fried by the Friday. Oh, wow. Yes, bills. You're telling me. Jerome, hello. He says, namaste. Always good to be with you live. Peace and love. Same to you, my friend. Susie says, beautiful message. She says, I pulled the Two of Swords, so on point, definitely. And then she said, please remember to smash the like button. Thank you. Well, thank you. Yes. If you guys like these live chats, go ahead and show your appreciation. Okay, I want to use my witchy deck over here, actually, to pull one more card for this week. And that is my Oracle of the Witch. Here we go. Alrighty. So let's give this a little shuffle. One more card for the week. I guess I'm going in reverse. Usually if I'm going to use the Oracle deck, I always pull like the theme card and then, but you know what? We're just going with the intuition. We don't need to get locked into routines or anything like that. We want to live in the present, in the moment. Okay. Oops. Maybe I'll just do it like that. Sure, why not, Skis? Okay. Ooh, we have casting a circle, boundaries. Okay, so that's something that I think also goes along with asking for help, no matter where that help is coming from or who or what it is that we're asking. It's also understanding our energetic boundaries. And sometimes it may feel like boundaries are being mean to other people, where we have to stand firm in our beliefs and, in our energy and standing in our heart space, basically. And that may not always be in alignment with someone else. Someone else may be wanting of our energy or wanting of our time, but we are just, our intuition says maybe not at this time, but maybe at another time I'd be more than willing to, offer up my time, my energy, and all of that. But boundaries helps others to recognize their boundaries, to respect one's energy, to respect one's soul and heart, and to say, because of my love for self, I'm going to be doing this, but I also have love for you. So I want to show you what love for self looks like, what love for, having boundaries, what that looks like, because I recognize that I am you and you are me. So I'm really just trying to be a mirror for you just as much as you are a mirror for me. So just kind of keeping that in mind, that we are not separate. All the people, even the people that will inadvertently ask for help from this week, we're asking help from a different version of ourself that is going to reflect to us something that maybe we had a harder time seeing within ourselves, but they're going to help us to see that because they are the mirrors, and we're going to help them. And it may not be apparent in the ways that we help other people, but we can't help but being a mirror. So practicing those boundaries, standing firm in, what you feel intuitively is right at the time, or if you're feeling overexerted or drained, then probably now is not the time to give more and more of your energy. There is a point where you have to say, I can't right now. I really can't. I can't help you right now, but I would be more than willing to help you maybe tomorrow, or maybe in a couple of days when I'm feeling a little bit better. Or, this is something I don't want to go along with, and I have different ideas about this. And by doing that, we're able to share more. We're able to be more outspoken. We're able to really, truly understand what's going on inside somebody else's head. The more honest and open we are, that's that open communication. Boundaries is also about having open communication. All right, so excellent. I think we have some stuff cooked up for us this week. Okay, so let me put that there. Put this here. I'm gonna need this actually. Yeah, maybe I need this to write on. Okay, I'm getting things set up for the next portion that I'm super excited about. Okay, that works. Okay, let's see, let's go back here. Lisa says, protect your loosh out there, peeps. Intuitive messages. Yes, yes. John Gross is saying happy birthday. Oh, really? Let's see. Whose birthday is it? Let me see. Because I would love to wish somebody happy birthday. Blue Sen says, refusing to ask for help involves depriving another of rewarding positive feelings. Exactly. There might be something that I'm really good at and I would really love to help somebody with, something that I have expertise in, or, something that really lights up my soul. But if people don't ask for it, I'm not able to share it. Just like, if I don't ask somebody else for, to share their light or their expertise, that kind of denies them that opportunity. So thank you so much for reminding us of that. And Lily said, great perspective, Blue. I love that. Savannah says, I was born on May 17th, unlucky day. Oh, boo. I say that there is no such thing as lucky and unlucky days. I say the day you were born is the day you were meant to be born, because you had some beautiful energy that needed to come here on the planet at this time. So in that case, that makes it very lucky. We're very lucky to have you. Susie says May 17th is Taurus. John's like, I don't know. Well, somebody's having a birthday somewhere. Susie says, I had a friend growing up with May 17th. Actually, you know, May 17th, that's, whose birthday is that? That sounds so familiar. Oh, dude, that's one of my best friend's birthdays. So, yeah, one of my best guy friends, his birthday is May 17th. I thought that sounded familiar. Drum says, I find ways to help others in need, storing up my cosmic credits. Nice. Susie says she loves Taurus energy. Taurus is very grounding, I feel. And actually, same best friend, you know, I was talking about. His wife is also an earth sign. Of his 4 children, 3 of them are earth signs. 1 of them is a fire sign. So when I'm around them, I'm very, very, very grounded. So maybe that's why he wanted a Gemini for a best friend. He needs to ground this one. So John saying hi to everybody. Blue Sun said the other is simply an other manifestation of ourself. Why would we not choose to help ourselves? Exactly. We are just mirrors of each other. We are just different incarnations of the same consciousness, the unity of one. We all have, individually, we all have different personalities, we all have different missions, we all have different strengths, different weaknesses, different light, different, you know, shadow. But ultimately, we're all from the same stuff. You know, we all come from that vibration. So, yes, very nice. And Silvano said, energy drink. Definitely. Okay, so, today, my little pyro friends, I was actually kind of excited to do fire magic because I like working with the elements. I've liked working with water for a long time. You know, I was a surfer for quite a while. I grew up by the beach, and so I used to do a whole lot of like ocean magic and water magic, and so that's you know, it's deep into my heart. But also, you know, being an air sign and just having a lot of air-like qualities, I also like to work with, you know, wind magic and air type magic, as well as working with, you know, earth, obviously with our garden and, you know, connecting with the animals and the plants and rocks and things like that. But there's just something, I don't know what it is about fire that just, I don't know, it just really lights me up. You know. Anyway, let's see. Susie says, my coffee mug says love. I am very happy drinking from it. Very nice. Alrighty. So for fire, let's talk a little bit about what I have here for this fire magic. So I brought a few candles with me. I wasn't sure like what was gonna light because, you know, I'm outdoors and you kind of gotta expect the unexpected. So I have a tea light. I have a couple of other candles that I found at the Goodwill. So actually, if you are a witchy on a budget or you'd like to, you know, you're a magical practitioner, hit up the Goodwill or hit up a thrift store because they have really good deals on brand new candles. But it's like people just donate candles because they're not into them, or somebody gifted them a really nice candle, but they weren't really into it. So you end up getting a really good deal on candles. So I like to get my pillar candles, and sometimes there's like bags of like 100 tea lights for like $2 or something like that. So I like to get a lot of my supplies there. Sometimes I get like these little dishes or little bowls, and I like this one because it looks like star anise to me, which is what I like to use in spells anyway. So first things first, when we're going to be working with fire magic, we have to figure out, what do we want to do with the fire? What is it that we're expecting of it? What is our idea of fire? When we think of fire, do we think of removing something? Or when we think of fire, are we thinking of transmuting something? Is it more to light a fire under our butts? Is it the creative fire that we're trying to stoke? So if you are going to be doing this along with us, or perhaps you're watching this in the future and it's the replay, then we have to set that intention first. What exactly do I want to do with this fire? What is my thinking of it? Am I trying to ignite my inner fire? Is this some sort of like passion fire, like a love fire? Am I transmuting something? Am I burning something away? I mean, it's endless possibilities. So first have in mind, what do you want to do with this fire? Let's see, let's go back here. By the way, I love all the fire emojis. You guys are awesome. Silver Star says, I love fire. I love making candles. Me too, dude. Me too. John said, sparkling water today. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Maybe you work with a bit of water magic. Silver Star says, it was hard to choose. And Susie said, beautiful candles too, Heather. They are. I have received one of Heather's candles before, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I already used it already because it's like I couldn't wait to dive into that magic. But yeah, she makes some wonderful candles. Lily said, me too. That's my go-to. Very nice. Susie said, John, good choice. So Jerome's thinking more purification when he's tapping into fire. Blue Sen said, each individual choose their birth date, the numerological reduction of which indicates their life path, which corresponds perfectly to their energetic signature and purpose in this life. For me, that would be a life path number 8, numero ocho. If you translate that into tarot, that is the strength card, baby. That's me. Savannah said, what sign are you? Lovely Susie. And Susie says, a Gemini sun, Virgo rising, Capricorn moon, which are all beautiful, beautiful. And Lisa says, I do a lot of candle magic. I use the color correspondences of Wicca and Santa Muerte. Beautiful. And Silver Star says, no wonder this topic won, you pyros. And Savannah says, I love Capricorns. Nice. Okay, yeah, speaking of earth and fire and oh, so many wonderful energies that we have in this chat. So, okay, so once you've determined how you'd like to utilize this fire, like what fire represents to you, purification, transmuting, the passion fire, you know, creative fire, all of these things, then we begin to think, okay, so what is it that I would like fire to help me with, you know, because I'm asking this element to help me. And remember, as Blue was reminding us, these are all just aspects of ourselves. So fire, although it appears external, is just that external representation of what is already inside of us. We do represent the fire element that's within us, but sometimes we just like to see it externally. So this external representation of myself, what do I want to do with it? What is it that I need help with? Let's start with that first of all. Maybe it's, I'm in a creative rut and I would like fire to help me out. Or there's something that I've been working on healing and I would like to fully transmute it at this time and I would like to ask fire for help. Or, you know, I'm working on my sacred space. I would like to purify my sacred space. So I'm going to ask for fire to help me in that endeavor. So, and that's just a few examples. Obviously it's infinite, you know, energy is infinite. So there's going to be an infinite number of ideas. So figure out now what type of magic that you want to create. Like, what is it that you want help with? So we have our idea of what fire represents. Now, what do I have help with? Now, let's put it all together. Let's put that spell together. And for me personally, I'm very intuitive with everything. So I intuitively choose how I want to make my fire. Am I making a big ass like Pantera like fire in my fire pit? Am I doing just a little candle fire like I am, you know, right now? Is it just something that I'm going to use the lighter for and I'm just going to make, you know, fire with this lighter? Hold on. Oh, now it doesn't want to work. Now we talk about that. There we go. So if I have fire in this lighter, do I just want to burn the paper right there? So what mode or like what, how do I want to present this fire basically? So that would be the next thing. Okay, so I would like to do like a live chat spell with fire, like doing some magic with you guys. So I think it would be great if like together we can kind of come up with something that is going to be like just for this live chat. So although I think there's a lot of different things you guys might want help on, or and how you see fire, I want to put all of that together to see what we come up with, to get like really creative. So taking all of your ideas and all of the different ways that you view fire and how you want to work with that fire, I want to put that together along with kind of my ideas of what I want to do today. So you do notice that I brought out some green candles, and but I also have this white candle. For me, if I work with color magic but I don't have any colored candles, I'll just use white, because I figure that's like a blank slate, you know, that I can put any sort of color intention into it that I want. You know, maybe I'm going to kind of, I don't know, like put the color pink in there because I'm going to be working some heart-based stuff, or I put the color red in there because I'm going to be doing some heart chakra. But this is more visual intention rather than actually dyeing the candle a specific color. I mean, you can if you want to. You can put sigils on here, you can carve this up, you can use food coloring if you wanted to, you could put your lipstick on here if you wanted to. But you know, if you don't have any specific color, I think white is a nice universal color to work with. But for me, I like always connecting to the heart chakra. Love is kind of what I put into everything. I usually like to use roses if I have them and everything, but I kind of put my roses off to the side for now. So I'm just going to use the color green to represent the heart chakra. So no matter what it is that we're doing today, I think it's good to kind of ground it in the heart. So that's why I got the green candles. But you know, you guys, of course, do whatever it is that you want to do. Feel free to, you know, switch this up however. Okay, so I'm going to give you like a few ways that I would utilize that fire. But please, in the chat, if you do something else, like personally in your practice, like this is what I do with fire, or sometimes I just light a candle, I, you know, sit with it for a few minutes and then I extinguish the candle, or I actually burn something in it, you know, definitely let us know. For me, I guess it depends on what I'm doing and what my intention is. If I'm going to be meditating at my altar and I'm just going to be doing some like cube meditation or shadow work meditation, some like releasing of the matrix type stuff, or I'm going into what I call the Hall of Mirrors, which is healing through traumas and shadows and programming and things like that. I like to focus my intention on the light of the candle, of the flame in the candle. So I'll light one candle on my altar, I'll sit in front of it, and I'll just, you know, go into my meditation. When my meditation is complete, I extinguish the candle to show completion of that meditation. There are times when, I have a piece of paper here, there are times when I write certain intentions where I say, you know, this is something I'm going to be working on, and now I burn it. So now it's up out in the ethers, and I'm going to go work on that thing. Or there's something that I want to release. I'm going to write that down on paper. I burn it, but also I want to do the work in 3D to help that spell along. So for me, spells aren't like somebody else doing the work for you. It's not like, okay, I did the spell, I don't have to do anything anymore. We're still doing the work, we're still doing the healing, but now we just got a little extra oomph behind us. You know, a little extra kick from the other portion of ourselves, the fire, the magical, you know, portion. So we could write something down, which we definitely could today. I also have a couple of herbs here that I'm working with, and I made a tea with yesterday, but I like to burn my herbs as well. I make sure that I let the herbs know that I'm going to be burning them. Some herbs don't want to be burned, and I'm like, okay, because even though it may look like they're dead and dried, they still have an energy to them. I feel that the plant's consciousness is still there, so we can still talk to it. And that's something that I learned from the trees around here. They said, you know, when it looks like we're dead and we're decaying on the ground, they said it's just another form of our life. Like, we never truly die. They said we may look like alive here, like we're taking a look at this tree back here, but it says even when I'm just you know, a trunk and there's no more nettles, there's no more berries, I'm still alive. Even when I've decayed and become the soil, now I'm just a part of the soil, and that's where my consciousness is. And if there's a new life springing forth from it, that's still my consciousness. It's like I never die. So trees never die. I feel like plants never die, we never die. Our consciousness lives on forever. So I like to tap into that consciousness. So I have hawthorn berry here. And I also have a new herb that I picked up from, there's a local herb shop here called Sunshine Herbs. So if you're ever in the Sholo, Arizona area, check out Sunshine Herbs. It's just run by a family. They don't make a ton of money doing it. It's just they love playing with herbs. And so they're just sharing their love of herbs with the community. And so I think they have some pretty good prices over there. But I got some organic honeysuckle flower, and I hadn't worked with honeysuckle before, but we're gonna do that today. Okay, so let's see what you guys have been saying about this fire magic. Lisa said pyro. Yes, yes. Susie says, you have me cracking up when I read that. Savannah was asking what sign am I? I am a Gemini sun, I am a Libra moon, and I am a Scorpio rising, and a Leo ascendant, or a Leo north node. But if we're talking Mayan astrology, I'm a 5 Akbal, which means the first sunrise of basically the beginnings of life. Susie says, I love that nickname. Susie says it's a good nickname for me. I'll take it. Savannah says, I love your dress. Well, thank you, thank you. Silver Star says, same. It's like quartz. You can use it in place of another crystal. Exactly. And John was in the middle of thinking. He says, sorry, I didn't mean to write that. It's like Austin Powers. My inner monologue has become my outer monologue. Susie said, essence is still there and maybe even more powerful. Yep. Susie said, a road trip, Heather, one day. Hashtag burning sage. That's right. One day. It's, you know, it may be a while in the future, but we are still going to have hashtag burning sage here one day. We will have that spiritual retreat here. I'm thinking we could build like little hogans and stuff. We're still working on things. We're still planning things out. John says, fire for illumination, understanding. Lily says, I found a little tree with roots and no leaves after a storm. I picked it up and planted it. There's no leaves or growing from its branches, but there are a bunch of clovers where it was bare. Nice. And Silver Star says, no wonder you taste aesthetic is impeccable. My aesthetic is impeccable. Oh, thank you, thank you. John says, honeysuckle is amazing. It grows like crazy where I live. Peak of summer, it smells amazing. Yeah, we don't really get any honeysuckle here, but I've grown up in places where there is honeysuckle, and I agree. It does smell amazing. And I thought when I was little that because it smelled so good, I used to eat flowers. Well, I used to eat dirt too. I used to eat a lot of things. When I was a kid, I was like, I wonder what that sand tastes like. Or I was like, that flower smells so good. Oh. Let's see, Lily said clovers where it was bare. Yes, that's beautiful. I love that symbology. That's pretty cool. Silver Star says, my brain is half asleep. Normally don't get Sunday off. Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. Normally you're always working on Sundays. Well, now you get to just chillax. And you know what? My brain is a little mush right now too. James had to get me up because I was like, I'd slept for forever. And he was like, we still have to do a channeling for Monday. Like, let's go do the channeling. So I did that for the live chat, and my brain was all like, which is probably good for a channeling because I don't need my brain for that. But you know, so I do apologize if my brain is a little slow in this live chat. Okay, so let's think about what we want to do. So knowing that I have green candles because I want to really ground this in the heart space, as a group here, everybody who's here right now in this live chat, what is something that we want help on right now? So I'll look at all of the things that you guys suggest, and then I'll try to like morph that into one creative thing. So what is it that you guys want help on right now? We're gonna ask fire for that help, but we're gonna do this together. So what do you want help on right now? Let's see. Savannah says, Susie, do you like pizza? Susie's like 100. Nice. Okay. I also have my pen here just in case. Oh, and by the way, while you guys are coming up with ideas of what you would like help on at the moment, so we can create this spell, I also like to use fire to cleanse my magical tools. So if you guys were here a few live chats ago, we created a wand. We did some magical wand making, and this is the little wand I created on camera. I love being able to use this wand. It's the tits. Anyway, if I were, let's say, burning a candle in here, I might pass my wand over the flames just to kind of reset it, get the energy ready for the next thing that I want to utilize it for. Sometimes I put my hand over the flame. I want to feel the flame of the fire as I'm, whatever it is that I'm focusing on in my mind. Maybe I'm thinking of like heating something up in my life, or, like I said, putting a fire under my butt, but I want to feel that heat. So I might put my hand over the fire, not to burn my hand or anything, but just to kind of, feel the heat. So yeah, you can definitely purify your magical tools that way as well. Probably don't want to set your tools on fire, so maybe just pass it quickly over the flame, but and obviously don't put it right through the flame unless it's fireproof and you want to put it right through the flame. But hey, that's up to you. Always make sure that you have some sort of water handy. I'm right next to a creek, so that works. In case things get a little too pyro-y and we got to call in the water magic to help kind of neutralize the situation. Lisa says, it's been a long day for me, but we had magnificent thunderstorms here this morning. Ooh, girl, I love a good thunderstorm. Okay, so Susie said, new love coming in. Okay, so there's an idea. So love coming in, I like that. Stormy Fever said, ideas for spreading love and light for my page Duality Tale. Okay, so love coming in, spreading love and light. Okay. Lily said for uncrossing. Okay, Cosmic Conversation says, where do we put the question for potential topics? So for potential readings, we'll do super chats and super stickers after this, but just right here in the chat. So if you have something that you think that you want help on right now, because we're going to create a spell together, so I'm just wondering, like, in your personal life, what would you like to utilize fire for? But also future topics for like future live chats. Always stay tuned for the poll. I put a poll out once a week, and you get to vote on the poll to see kind of what our topics could be, or our topic. And welcome, by the way. Welcome. Silver Star says, since the message was about asking for help this week, we could include that in the intention, help healing that collective aspect of us. That's a good idea. John said, baking soda if you're in the kitchen. Yes, and definitely if it's a grease fire. Baking soda. Baking soda. I have a huge, like, 5-pound bag of baking soda. Cosmic says, ooh, perfect. That makes so much sense. How to maintain spirituality and spirit nature while Uranus and all these planets in retrograde. Okay, that's a good one. And they said, thanks for all the welcomes. I've always wanted to tune in, made space and time to enjoy and connect. Well, we're happy to have you. Welcome. Okay, so we have how to maintain our spirituality and spiritual nature when all the energy around you is all kinds of chaotic. So kind of how to keep ourselves grounded. Okay, so we have grounding. We have, let me go back here. Kind of spreading love and light, like in terms of our own energy, making other people aware of what we have to offer. Also, Susie was talking about new love coming in. Okay, all of this is beautiful. I love it. Okay, Let me, okay, so with those suggestions in mind, let me ask my higher self what the best course of action, what like would be for this type of spell. Like what could we really focus it on? Because that's what we need for, I think, kind of successful spell work, meditation, healing is focus. It's one thing. Sometimes, like me with my little Gemini brain, I'm all over the place. So we want to keep it kind of to a singular focus. So let me go in here. So we talked about new love coming in, being able to alert others of the beautiful light that we have to share, but also how we can stay grounded when the energy gets a little chaotic. Okay, let's see if I could put this into a sentence for you guys. Okay, the first thing I saw, my intuition was showing me was a lighthouse, like being a lighthouse at the top of a bluff, the ocean, all the ships coming in. And yeah, I think that kind of embodies all the different things you guys were talking about needing help with. So, you know, if we are the lighthouse, if we are, you know, there shining our light through the fog, through the chaos, then that means that we're really solid and grounded. You know, somebody was talking about a lot of different chaotic energies going on at this time. So we want to keep ourselves nice and solid and grounded like a lighthouse. But also, people are able to see our light. So they're able to see what we have to offer, which also makes it more available for people to see that that's maybe a love they want to connect to, you know, an energy they want to connect themselves to. Is like, ah, that's a beautiful light over there. I feel like I resonate with that light. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go over there. So that could be, you know, in terms of people coming to us for help, because we were talking about help. It could be connecting with us for creative purposes. It could be connecting with us for more romantic purposes. But I like this lighthouse imagery. So being the lighthouse. So I guess we're going to create a lighthouse spell. That's kind of cool. All right. I dig you guys. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I want to use the tea candle for that. The white candle, which inadvertently actually has a little bit of green on it, on the wick at least. So yeah, I guess that would be you know, connecting to our heart space, which is where I want to ground it anyway. Oh, my ear is ringing so bad. Probably means that there's a ton of energy around. I love it. That's perfect for spell making. Okay, and then the white light just being that representing source, the source that's within us, the source that's all around us, the source that's you, the source that's me. So let's do that. Let's do a tea light. I have it in a glass fireproof dish or fire safe dish. Technically, if the fire were hot enough, it could melt glass, but it's not getting that hot. So anyway, and I do want to utilize herb. Let's use honeysuckle. Yeah, I was thinking of using the hawthorn berry, but that doesn't really feel lighthouse to me. I don't really feel like the grounded, I'm, you know, shining my light for all to see, but also my light that I can see myself, so that I see my own power, and I want others to be able to see it too, so that we can connect. We can, you know. Okay, so let's do that. And I also want to write a little intention. So we're going to burn some herb, and I also want to burn some paper. So yes. Okay. Okay, let's get back here too. Susie was saying, great tip, John. Susie said, glad you're here. Jerome says, intake hawthorn berry for heart health. Yeah, that's what I used a lot of, that hawthorn berry for motherwort, and hawthorn is what I used for little heart healing, heart health, physically, but also, you know, energetically speaking as well. I love hawthorn berry. I had it in my tea yesterday. I had a honeysuckle and hawthorn berry tea, and it was delightful. Lucy said, hi, I think of late. Hey, no worries. We're happy to have you here. So good to see you. Susie said, I love this. Lucy says, glad to be here. Cosmic says, that is beautiful. Silver Star says, let your heart be the light. Exactly. Lily likes using hyssop. You know what? It's been a while since I used hyssop, and I do have it. It's just been a while since I used it. And now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could use it. Maybe soon. Vivid said, new sub here, sending blessings from the UK. Mwah! Vivid Clairvoyance, thank you so much for hanging out with us and for subscribing. Silvana says, you are a magnificent flower in the midst of nature, beautiful. Oh, thank you. You guys are beautiful as well. And although maybe I can't physically see you all, I feel you all. And that's why I love being here on Sundays, because you all have an amazing energy. I love hanging out with you guys and all of your amazing messages. Stormy Fever said, I'm also from the UK. Ayo! All of our UK homies in the house. Silver Star says, you all make me smile. I just see you. It's so wonderful to share this special space with you all. Agreed. Same. Okay, so all right, let me write down a little magical intention. You know, maybe we'll tear off a piece of paper. I don't need this whole piece, so to speak. Okay. And by the way, whenever I'm going to write any sort of magical intention, I always make sure I have a bougie ass pen. So this is my Lamy Safari for all of you guys that are fountain pen nerds. I like lots of different fountain pens. But anyway, this is Lamy Safari in, what ink is this? Purple Mountains Majesty is the name of the ink that I put in here. But, and this is a broad tip, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so let me write down my intention. It's probably not the best surface to be writing on. I'm just writing on my deck box here. Well, it's a long note. I had a lot to say. You could also put sigils on here as well, which is what I'm about to do. Okay. And okay. So let me show you what I've done here. And this is before we've even lit our fire. We didn't start the fire, but we kind of did, because we're on the live chat and I got the match in my hand. I kind of started the fire. All right, so I've written down my magical intention. I put in a few sigils there, just what I feel kind of represent the energy behind my words here. And my purpose in burning it is to, I guess in a 3D sense, put my magic out into the ethers. That this is not only for me, but this is for the collective. So Let's see what you guys also said here. Lisa says, I'm in the UK too. Silver Star says, Stormy, welcome in. If I haven't said so, welcome. Lee said, I absolutely agree, Silver Star. John says, I have a feeling you know what I look like. You've tapped into my energy so often. True. There are people that, you know, I've tapped into so much. Maybe I wouldn't know. It's more, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. It's like you get an essence of what somebody looks like, energetically speaking, but also possibly physically speaking. Oh, Silver Star says 1001 here, 1001. 1001, party over, oops, out of time. Cosmic said, have some hessonite, garnet, and selenite. Ooh, that's nice. Lily says, I also think lemongrass and angelica root. Wow, you guys got some beautiful crystals and herbs to be working with. Lily said, lemongrass turns negative energy into positive energy. Wow, I love all the things that you guys share. And Alchemy Gold said, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday to you as well. John says, we should play Guess Who. Yeah, I know, right? Savannah says, you give me strong energy. Well, good. Positive, I hope. Oh, hold on. Before we continue, let me just plug my cell phone in. It's giving me your battery is low kind of stuff here. All right, we are charging. Love it. Okay, so what I wrote on my little paper here, which I have the sigil for like strength and sun and collective consciousness, says, I am the lighthouse. I shine my light brightly for all to see, including myself. I am safe. I am grounded. I am light. I am love. And I put a little heart to remind us of our, not just our physical heart, but the heart that is the collective. And so I want to put that out into the ether so that we all remember that. John is carrying fire agate today. Nice. To get in with the fire. I love Mexican fire agate. I think that's wonderful. I actually put that on one of my wands. My mosasaur tooth wand. I actually have it's a 90 million year old mosasaur tooth. And I put fire agate on it. It's amaze boss. Silver Star says, make sure you smash the like button. Thank you. All right, are you guys ready? Let's start the fire. They asked if we started the fire, and we said, hell yeah. I also have my honeysuckle here as well, so actually maybe I'll open the lid to this. Because for me, honeysuckle is not so delicate. It reminds me of my heart space, but it also reminds me of my power. It reminds me of my groundedness. And with its beautiful scent that it has, which it smells a lot different when it's dried, but it still smells really good. But its beautiful scent, which is enjoyed by so many people that pass it, to me, reminds me of when people pass you on the street. Maybe you don't know that you're helping them. Maybe you never really interact with them, physically and say hello, but your energy is felt by their energy. And as you heal, they feel that too. As they heal, you feel that too. And that's just, we're energetic beings. And I feel like honeysuckle represents that. It represents the lighthouse to me. Maybe at first I can't see it, but I sense it. And then we see that light. So let's do it. Let's light this baby up. Alrighty. We got a little fire going. Oh, no wind. I don't think so. We're not gonna. Okay. Let's put this down so you guys can see what I'm doing on my lap. I think that's better. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep this flame alive just long enough for us to do this spell. Okay, so, and actually it's nice. I want to put my hands kind of around it because I want to feel the warmth of this fire. I want to be reminded of what I just wrote down in my magical intention, that I am the lighthouse. I am love. I am grounded. I am light. Others can see my light just as much as I want to be able to see my own light. I am safe. I'm just grounding myself here. Okay, I want to add that representation of myself. So I call upon the energy of honeysuckle to remind me of my own beautiful energy, my own sweetness, and my own power. Okay, honeysuckle kind of burning away in there, so I'll maybe lift it up for you guys to see. There we go. Okay, so I'll just let the honeysuckle burn for a moment as I thank it for helping all of us in this spell. Thank you so much for sharing with us what we are, who we are, our true essence, by coming to us in a beautiful symbolic form. Ooh, here comes the wind. Let me just, I'm gonna try to block it. I'm trying to block it as much as I can. Okay. And now I take my magical intention as I fold it in 3. 1, 2, 3, representing the triple aspect within us all. A little magical kiss. Sealed with a kiss, and in the fire you go. And as I stare into the flame, I'm continuing to repeat that intention over and over with my singular focus. And since this is for all of us, I encourage you guys to focus your intention as well into the flame. And I'm just going to allow it to burn down then. Seeing our words get transmuted by the fire into the smoke that is now released into the air so that it may travel all around the world on the beautiful wind. The honeysuckle actually smells pretty good when it's burned too. And in this, we are reminded that nothing is forever. We're always evolving. We're always transmuting. We're always shifting and changing. And although the words may be gone physically on this paper, the words are now energy, and they are all around us. It's within me as also outside of me. That honeysuckle, which was once a seed, transmuted into a leaf above ground, seeing light for the first time, a new world, which became a plant that became a flower, that was then introduced to bees. And it had never become a flower, it would have never known what butterflies were. It would have never known what bees were. And as it was cut away and dried, changing form once again, utilized in this spell, we're reminded of our own journey, the journey out of the womb and onto planet Earth. And that within each stage we change. And as we change, new people enter our lives. And without that change, we would never get to know them. We would never get to know their medicine. We would never get to see their shadow or their light, which is just a mirror for our own shadows and our own light. And when I and we are claimed in that ultimate transition out of this earthly existence back into pure energy, we will be reminded of that. All right. So I blow that flame out. I let it continue to smoke. All righty. Okay, so I will put this over here. All right. Oh, let me lift this back up. Okay, well, thank you for joining me on that little fire spell. And you know what's interesting? You know how I was saying, unless it was hot enough, it couldn't melt the glass. It didn't melt the glass, but it cracked the glass. So I do eat my words, which, you know what? I think that was my higher self trying to show me that nothing is impossible. My ego may have said, oh, this would be impossible. My higher self's like, nothing is impossible. So actually, I thank myself for showing that to me. I love it. I'm going to continue to use that glass actually, because it's not like it's busted or anything, but it has this beautiful crack in it as a reminder of that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Just brushing a little bit of the ash off. Okay, so let's see what you guys have to say. Let me go back here. Let's see. Cosmic Conversation says, ooh, fire agate. How cool. Never heard of it. Definitely look it up. It's pretty amazing looking, but the energy too. Like tap into the energy through the pictures that you see. It's pretty awesome. Lily said, oh, do we carry a sujilite in our store? Not in Desert Cauldron, but James may actually have some sujilite in Light of Riga. So I would say DM him over on Instagram. So at Light of Riga, it's Lightof and then RYGA. It's all one word. But yeah, DM him over on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure he may have sujilite. So he's got so many different kinds of crystals. Like I'm not really sure all of his inventory, but he's got a lot of stuff. Silver Star says, I have a dragonstone jasper and tourmaline. Nice. Susie says, smells delicious too, definitely. Lily said, do you know the health benefits of honeysuckle? Okay, so as far as health benefits go, like physical, I know that it's used to treat asthma. So it could be used as a tea, it could be used as a tonic, it could be utilized in a smoke blend, like an herbal smoke blend. I know that it's also used in lowering blood pressure, like calming the nervous system. A lot of it's mostly for calming the nervous system. I think that it was used in part of like medieval remedies when people felt like they were suffering from like the common cold. So it's really good for boosting immunity as well. I believe that honeysuckle actually has vitamin C in it. So it's really good for the immune system, really good if you're trying to get over a cold or you're trying to prevent a cold, while we're trying to look into the energetic reason why we are getting a cold, you know, in the first place. But yeah, I think those are some of the things that I remember, but there might be more benefits. But yeah, it was asthma, nervous system, immune system. I think we're like the major areas. Silver Star says, I was just walking yesterday and there's a huge honeysuckle tree. Its roots are amazing. Me and the trees here. That is so cool. Alchemy said, cute outfit. Well, thank you. Thank you. Silver Star says, I should go take pictures today. Definitely share the pictures. Susie said, that would be awesome, Heather. Lily said, too cute looking, like a schoolgirl uniform. Exactly, exactly. I got schoolgirl in me somewhere. Lily said, pew pew. Alchemy Gold said, the person in the background. Yeah, Lily said, pew pew, great amplifier for the fire. Alchemy said, the wind spirit sending the message to the ethers. John said, the wind came in to spread the heat, I'm sure. Yep, yep. And blessed be. Lily said, Ase ajo, and so it is. John said, magic is so strong. It is. That's why I love dabbling in the magic. It's taking our magic, like what we are, and when we're able to see it in the physical, is like, just, it's amazeballs. Okay, so Susie put James's crystal shop name there if you guys want to go check it out. It's over on Instagram, but you could check him out on Etsy too and see what he has listed. But there's some things that aren't listed, so you may want to DM him for that. But yeah, Light of Riga, all one word on Etsy, but also Light of Riga, all one word on the Instagrams. Lisa, 1717, 1717. For me, the 7 in Mayan numerology is all about death and rebirth, and number 1 being new beginnings. So I love that duality there. Lily says, I think the energy of all of us is so intense it cracked it. I received it as confirmation of the intention received. Dude, I didn't even think of that, but I was feeling so much. That's why my ear was ringing. It's like all of your vibes were like coming in, like, we are coming in for this magic. And I'm like, it was awesome. So yeah, I think I love that though. You know, there are things that I love when, I don't know, you have reminders of past spells, like on certain tarot cards, there's like still pieces of like wax on some of my cards of when I used them in spells. Now my beautiful, dish here has this little crack in it, just reminding me that nothing is impossible, and the power of the collective is intense, definitely. Let's see. Savannah says, sorry, I can't look. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, you're too sweet. You're too sweet. Lily said, divinely, I thought a huge container of honeysuckle. Divinely, I bought a huge container of honeysuckle tea. I use it magically, but never drank it. I think it's got a bit of an earthy taste. Actually, if you add honey to honeysuckle tea, it's delicious. It's delicious. John says, my feelings about it too. Yep, yep. All right, so Susie put a link in there if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. And Lily is here. Lily, what's up? All right, you guys. So we have come to the point in our live chat where we can do some super chats and super stickers. So if there is a burning question that you have and you would like me to pull a card here, we could do that. If you're a little bit more like, I don't want the whole interwebs to know my personal business and my questions, head over to my website. I have a lot of different types of readings, from 1-card readings all the way to 90-minute readings. I would say that the different types of readings are meant for a plethora of types of questions. It's just what form you would like that reading in. Like, some people want their readings in more of a conchomancy form, or they want to get their message across with Lenormand, or they want the 30-minute reading, something a little bit shorter, 90-minute reading. It's really just dependent on you and kind of what mode or medium you would like me to utilize, or maybe you want something channeled. But yeah, so if you want something more private, head over to the website. If you don't mind sharing your journey with us here, then yeah, let's pull some cards here. And oh my gosh, let me turn this camera around. Guess who's in the trees back there? None other than Sammy. There she is. She's coming for some water. Sam. Hey, girly girl. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my gosh. You guys see her? Well, she's right over here. Hey, Sammy. Hey. You like all your goodies this morning? That's so cool. So yeah, that's Sammy. That's our resident cottontail. Actually, I think she has a crush on James. We have another little bunny that's actually not so little anyway. She was like this little. Now she's like this big. We call her Finger Sammy, you know, like a finger sandwich. Like, so yeah, we have little Finger Sammy, and then we have Sammy. But anyway, I'm so glad she hopped in. Okay, so I have my Naked Heart Tarot here. If we want to do super chats and super stickers. Let's see, let's get back here. Silver Star says, whenever I have glass crack or break specifically, I always hear generational pattern broken. That's my confirmation. Nice, nice. And I think we're breaking through the mold, you know, so I love it. Lily says, yes, the power of the collective is powerful. Our internet coven. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. You guys are my internet coven. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And Silverster says, aw, Bun Bun. Susie says, hi, baby girl, Sammy. Silverstar says, that's adorable. Oh, Lily, okay. All right, Lily. Lily says, let's do one, whatever comes through. Okay, so we'll do a little general message for our girl, Lily. Lily says, ah, I love her. I have a neighborhood squirrel named Sammy. He eats peanuts from my hand. Yeah, we have our little neighborhood squirrel here, named Lady Squirrel. That was Miss Squirrel's oldest child. Yeah, and she likes to come over, and she mostly likes sweet peppers. She likes the sweet peppers. But I've never, you know, maybe I should start handing them peanuts, because I heard that squirrels really like peanuts. So maybe I'll steal some of James's peanuts and see how Lady Squirrel likes that. Lily's like, I had an epiphany today. Okay, so let's see what comes through then. So people who are new here, the way I tap into my intuition, and as I shuffle these cards, I allow whatever needs to come forward before I even pull a card. So sometimes I'll hear a song lyric, or I'll see something visually in my mind's eye. Maybe I'll feel a certain way, or maybe there might be a scent, or, you know, it's just, you know, so sometimes I like get a precursor before I pull a card. So let's see if I get any of that before I pull a card. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that song in a while. It's Lenny Kravitz, Fly Away. It says, I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got to get away. I've got to get away. I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah. Now I gotta listen to that song afterwards. Okay, so let's see how Lenny Kravitz's song connects with a message for Lily. Ooh, okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so let's tap into this. Okay, so your higher self's like, I know you're chomping at the bit. I know that you are so excited because you have been tapping into your higher self, into your intuition. You know that there are some pretty big things coming for you, that there's some pretty big changes coming. And so once the ego gets a hold of that information, which it has, you know, we're always talking about, like, there's this feeling like it's almost like, what's that same feeling? I'm trying to think of holidays, like the day before our birthdays. I mean, at least I get excited about my birthday. So it's like the day before your birthday. It's like it's almost here, you know, and then the wave crests, you know, and it's like you know, it's like it's right on the tip of your tongue. But when the ego gets involved, the ego starts wanting to put dates on things. It's like, it will be here in 2 days. It's going to be here in a week. It needs to be here like 5 minutes ago, and tends to put us into a state of more wanting things to be at a particular time, or even getting frustrated that something, you know, hasn't come yet, which then ends up putting up a blockage energetically, because if now we're in this energy of I'm waiting, it's not coming, it's making me very frustrated. Now the energy that we're sending out is that I want to continue waiting and I want to continue to be frustrated. So your higher self says it's kind of got to be a balance where, yes, you know that there are some big, wonderful changes coming for you, but trying to keep yourself grounded in the sense that I remain open to whenever those changes want to happen, you know, and however they want to happen, instead of in the now I'm getting frustrated that I'm in this waiting phase, thus perpetuating that waiting phase, if that makes sense. So we don't want to perpetuate more of the wait. We don't want to perpetuate more of the blockages. We want to just let things come in freely in divine time. So there are some big things coming for you. It just may not be in the time frame that the ego wants it to be in. So it's not that it's never going to happen. We will happen. We know it'll happen because we've tapped into it. But it's just try to be present enough to know where your energy is at. Is it in a perpetuating the waiting phase, or is it in a, you know what, I know it's coming. I just put my faith out there. I'm going to continue doing my thing over here. When it comes, it comes. It'll be fantastic. So, all right. Okay. I think that's a good message for me too. Lily said yes, and Lily said, I'm so looking forward to working with the deck magically. Yes. Okay. Oh, we have our buddy John. So John, let me know if you have a question or if we're going to do a general message for you as well. We also have our girl Susie, our mighty moderator, one of our mighty moderators. Silver Star is also one of our mighty moderators. We've got the mighty moderator crew in the house today. Silver Star says, yes, I leave fruit and unsalted nuts in a spot where I live for the birds and friends. Lily said, I've been feeling that song. Really? Okay. And Lily says, by the way, have you heard of the deck called 40 Servants? I have not, actually. I will look into it though. It says, if so, have you ever worked with it magically using the servitors? Can you share your experience with it? If it's not too personal, my deck arrived yesterday. So I haven't heard of it, but if anybody else in here has heard of it, like definitely, yeah, share your experiences with Lily. John says, I don't think I need a reading. If someone needs a reading, you can take mine. If no one takes this reading, I'll do a general. Okay. Wow, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much, John. So if anybody would like to take John up on his offer, please do so. Lily says, I'm so looking forward to working with the deck magically. Lily is like, I was thinking of that exactly today. Thank you. Savannah says, I love Michael Jackson. And Silver Star says, yes, I got told this week the cookies aren't done cooking for the Seven of Pentacles was that card. It sounds collective. Interesting. And you know what? That's interesting. You talk about the cookies aren't done cooking. That takes me back to a dream that I had with my grandmother. And I was asking her about the future. I said, since you're all energy, I said, then time doesn't exist. That means you know everything, right? So I was asking something about the future, and she says, I can't tell you about the cake until the cookies, or it was the cookies or muffins, are finished cooking. And I had no idea what she meant. But that's interesting. You like triggered that. So that's cool. Susie says, mine is about a person, actually, two who are my internet friends, and they flirt with me on Sunday night. They are single. One is interested romantically or not. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. All right, Dominique is going to take John up on his request. Okay, all right, so we will pull a card for Dominique. And then we have our friend Susie. We also have our friend Lucy as well. Okay. All right. So Dominique, what is your question? Or if you want a general message, we can do that too. So just let me know, Dominique. and then we will get to Susie and Lucy. Excellent. Alrighty, so in the meantime, I'm gonna have a sip of water. And a little bit of shuffle. I always love hanging out with you guys. This is always so much fun. Even though I may have like things in mind of what I want to do with you guys, I never know exactly how it's going to play out, and it's always just a lot of fun. I always like just interacting with your energies. Okay, so Dominique said a general message regarding career path. Okay, let's do it. All right, so let's tap into Dominique's energy. Okay, this time I'm seeing Big Bird. If you guys remember Big Bird from Sesame Street, I don't really see Big Bird doing anything. All I see is just the image of Big Bird. So, how does this relate to career path? Let's pull a card and let's see. I never know really how it relates. It's like I'll get a random image or a random song lyric or something. It's like, wait, what? Okay. All right, so we have the Lovers card. And let's tap into this. Okay. So your higher self is talking about when it comes to career path, what is in alignment with our higher self and how it likes to operate in terms of what we end up doing for a living here on this planet tends to differ from what our ego wants to do. The ego, speaking, from its point of view, it believes that, either we need to get some sort of education, some sort of schooling, and then we go for a job that's within that area, or perhaps we go get a job that is within an area of expertise. Like, I'm really good at this, so I want to get a job that is about this. Even if it's not a job that lights us up, it's like, let's say I was really good at mathematics, which I won't say I'm not good at mathematics because I don't want to put that spell on myself. I will say that I can get better at mathematics, but let's say I was really good at it. It's just I don't want to do that for the rest of my life, that it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a burden. But, it makes a lot of money if I did something, that required those types of skills. I can make a lot of money. It's good retirement. So logically speaking, I would say I would go get that type of job. And maybe I would do that job until I retired. But the entire time it would just feel deadening, and I would have to look for sources, if I wasn't going to do any sort of inward journeying, I would look for things outside of myself to fill what I feel is missing in my life, which is the spark, our creativity, the thing that lights us up, which may not be what we're actually doing as a career. And so your higher self is just letting you know that whatever it is that you choose for a career doesn't have to be forever. That's more of the matrix programming. And although our ego may have a lot of fear in, well, I don't want to be hopping from job to job to job because, I have retirement to think of, I have the future to think of. And that's one way of looking at things. And I wouldn't say it's a wrong way. It's definitely the matrix way of looking at things. And, and the matrix is a type of reality. And if we're in that type of reality, then that's going to be our truth. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But we can be in a different reality if we choose. And that reality is just as real as this 3D reality. 4D is just as real as 3D. 5D is just as real as 3D and 4D. So if we put more of our trust into the heart space, into your higher self, it doesn't matter what you're doing right now, in the career. It's that I'm just following my heart. And if I'm just following my heart right now, maybe the money isn't what my ego wants, But your heart is your higher self, your heart, I kind of use them interchangeably, is never going to leave you hungry. It's never going to leave you without a roof over your head. You're always going to be taken care of. From moment to moment, the ego might be nervous. It may not know like what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. But if you continue to trust in your higher self, you're never going to be led astray. You're always going to be led towards things that are going to be helping you for your growth, for expanding. You might even enter into something that you don't have a lot of skill in, but you will if you, dive into it, if you learn from it. So as far as advice for career, I would say your higher self's telling you to follow your intuition, like 100%. You're going to be taken care of, but it's taking that fool's leap. It's taking that leap of faith, so that we can move kind of it's more of like a fluid movement than I'm planning my life, piece by piece by piece, and knowing that we can't control the planet. I can't control other people. I can't control all of these things that are happening around me. So why do I think that I can make this list and it's going to come true for myself, in exactly the same way my ego wants it to come true? However, if the higher self's like, we're going to go do this now, and now we have all these different options, now pick an option, pick a path here. We go down that path and we go, with hearts wide open, and now we're left with more options. Now we can go this way, and it becomes a choose your own adventure instead of some scary endeavor, if that makes sense. So definitely, with your career, it's less about the title of the job and more about the feeling of what do you want to do next. If your feeling is, I want to be surrounded by animals, I want to work with animal medicine, I want to work something with animals, now I know the direction to take. Something to do with animals, and maybe I'll get into a job that's with animals, but it doesn't quite suit me, so I try a different job and a different job. I keep going where my intuition wants to take me, and it'll be so beneficial for your growth. It's going to be beneficial for those that you're working with and for everyone around you. And like I said, you're never going to be left homeless. You're always going to have a roof over your head. You're always going to have food in your belly, and friends at your side. So okay, excellent. I love it. So thank you, John, for gifting that reading. Okay, so let's go to our friend Susie. Let me go back. I think Susie had written down, okay, mine is about a person who actually, okay, so there's two friends on the internet. They flirt with you. So they're both single, and one is, okay, so is one interested romantically or not? Okay, so we'll take a look at that. And then after that, we have our friend Lucy, and then we have our friend Cosmic and Lily. Okay, Dominique said, thank you, John. I appreciate it. All righty, and then we have our friend JG 1982. What's up? All right, Susie, so let's take a look. So let's tap into your energy first, and then I'll tap into their energy through you. Okay, of the two single friends that you have online, one of them, the energy I was getting, you remember Thumper from Bambi, and how he would get really bashful sometimes, kind of like, that feels like the energy of one of them that has been well, you said both of them are flirting with you, but this is the energy of one of them that feels more like they truly are interested in you, like really getting to know you, like maybe possibly meeting up and things like that. But they're very, even though they may type certain things, it's a lot easier for them to speak through typing than I think it would be when you're in person. It feels like they're trying to overcome that. Like they actually are interested in you as a person, interested in you romantically, but they're not sure if you're actually interested in them. So they're kind of playing it like you know, in case she doesn't feel exactly the same, I'm putting up kind of a wall of protection, if that makes sense. So they're trying to protect their feelings a little bit. So they're putting their feelers out there. This person is flirting more to kind of get your reaction and to try to feel into your energy too, of like, is she interested in me? And if she is, maybe we can continue, but just kind of feeling it out. Like maybe she just wants to flirt with me too, or maybe she's actually interested in me as a person as well. But like I said, it feels like this person does want to like go a bit further with you, like to really truly get to know you. Like they're genuinely have feelings. They're getting feelings, you know, about, they're catching feelings. There we go, as we say. So let's pull a card then. But like I said, they're unsure because, you know, with the internet, although yes, it has been around for a while. It's hard sometimes without using our intuition to really gauge the intentions of another person, or if it's something that would work out outside of the interwebs, because sometimes we may feel a little bit more bold or a little bit more outspoken, you know, on the internet, because people can't really read our body language because we're not, you know, face to face. But this doesn't mean that they don't feel something. So I feel like this person does, one of them does. And it's just one of them that just keeps being represented by Thumper from Bambi, the rabbit. Okay. Okay, so we have the Youth of Cups here. And that would be more like your Page of Cups. So kind of like that manifestation, youthful type energy. So let's tap into this person. I just get that this person really, really wants to like hang out with you physically, like hang out with you. And they're getting to a point where, I mean, their intuition is kind of feeling like you may have some feelings here or there, but they really want to get to know you more. But I wouldn't be surprised if at, you know, some point soon they're like, you know, maybe we can meet up somewhere, you know, or I'm going to be in town. Maybe we can, you know, go get some coffee or go get some tea. But it seems like they're getting pretty close to a point where they're going to want to get to know you more in person. And this is, like I said, because they are genuinely interested. So they have decided that they are very attracted to the version of you that is on the internet. And I don't want to say like the version of you as if you're a different person. That's not what I mean. I mean, it's hard to gauge the whole package, the whole Susie. You get a glimmer of her wonderful, you know, heartfelt beauty, the light that's inside of you. You get a portion of that on the internet, but they want to know more. They want to see the whole complete package, not only physically with their two eyes to see, but also to feel your energy in person, to see if like this is something I want to pursue more. So definitely that's what I feel is coming up. Hope that makes sense. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's go back here. I believe it was our friend Lucy. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So Lucy was also wanting a message. Let me just find. Okay. So maybe about my mental health, but general. Don't know how I can deal with things better in my life. Okay. So Lucy, let's take a look at that. So perhaps a general message on being able to deal with things in life a little bit better, perhaps mental health. Let's see what we get when we do a little tap in. Okay, the song I started hearing is actually where I first heard this song was in Ghostbusters 2. I don't know if you've seen Ghostbusters 2. This is like in the very early 90s, but there's a point where they have the good, like positively charged slime, and they slime the Statue of Liberty on the inside with it, and they start playing positive music to get the Statue of Liberty to start, you know, walking. And okay, it's a whole thing that ensues. But anyway, it's the song that's playing. It's like, your love is taking me higher, higher and higher, higher. I said your love keeps on taking me higher, higher and higher. Oh my gosh, so that song is playing, Your Love is Taking Me Higher. So let's see what this means in connection with your question about being able to kind of deal with things in life. Ooh, and we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, I get it. All right, so what your higher self is trying to say, kind of like the song, you know, your love is taking me higher and higher. In the song, it seems like the artist is talking about somebody outside of themselves. You know, they could be talking about another person, like your love, you know, your love is so wonderful and so beautiful, it takes me higher and higher. But think about the messages that we were talking about at the beginning of this live chat, that everybody is just a mirror for us. We're all connected. Our friend Blue was also talking about that, I'm you and you are me. And so if you think about it, the person in the song talking about your love is taking me higher, it could be that they're looking for something outside of themselves to help them feel loved, because maybe they struggle to find love within themselves. But it's going to be hard to ever receive that love or to receive somebody's positive words or positive messages if we don't feel in alignment with that internally. So if we're feeling like the world outside of ourselves is a little chaotic, and we might be looking for, let's say, an external band-aid, like maybe if I buy this, then this helps this. If I hang out with this group, then that's going to help this. And we might be looking for these things outside of ourselves, which we do often because we're human beings, but we have to recognize what's going on inside. And so inside, if you're feeling like the outer world is a little difficult to deal with sometimes, that's because it's a reflection of what's going on inside. And that's where we're able to take our power back. Because when things are happening outside of ourselves, it gets a little hectic. It gets a little harder to control, right? But I can definitely work on what's inside of me because it's me. And so if I'm noticing that there's a chaos in my outer world, that means there's some sort of chaos inside of me. And I have full control over me. I can take a look. I'm an energetic, multidimensional being. I can go into meditation. I'm going to ask my higher self, show me where inside of my energy right now there's chaos. We might see it and say it's having to do something with, I don't know, I'm just going to give an example, something to do with my inner child. My inner child is feeling chaotic at this time. Why is my inner child feeling chaotic at this time? Well, there's something that happened in my outer world that triggered something that happened when I was younger. It's not the same thing, but it's the same feeling. Aha. So that outer chaos that we're seeing is really just showing us where we need to heal. And that takes it out of this realm of, I don't know what to do, into, oh, this is just a healing lesson for me. So my inner child is feeling upset in some way because it was triggered by something that happened in my outer world. Okay, why was it triggered? Where does that original trigger come from? So we go backwards. Okay, so it wasn't one event, but it was several events, and it could be stemming from programming. Okay, if it was just programming and it was programmed into me, I can definitely reprogram it, right? And so we go in there, we do that healing. And then as we do it, we start to notice the outer world no longer needs to teach us that lesson anymore. It's no longer showing us chaos. Instead, it's showing us more balance and more peace. And really, in your outer world, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to lift a finger. All of it was all on the inside. It was all internal. And so our inner world always reflects our outer world. And it's a symbiotic relationship. 4D is always a reflection of 3D and vice versa, and all the other Ds, all the other dimensions. And so next time you're feeling some difficulties and it seems like things are out of your hands, like I don't know how to deal with this situation, it's bringing me turmoil, it's bringing me anxiety or distress. Okay, now I know that this is just a mirror for something that's going on inside of me, and I need to see where I need to help myself. So I go inwards. Where do I feel anxiety? Where am I feeling stressed at this moment? Okay, now we figure out next, what was the trigger for that? Okay, why was it triggered? Where is the original situation or situations coming from? Now I know where to send my love, my gratitude, that fire that we were talking about before, that transmutational fire, we're going to transmute it now. And as we do, and as I feel now this, what was once darkness, meaning hard to see, into light, meaning clarity, now my world is going to reflect that too. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much, Lucy. All righty, let's see, let's go back here. Lily. Okay, she says, I've slipped on my cleansing so much negativity and darkness. Can you see anything on this heaviness? I'm more annoyed than anything, but so many signs. Okay, okay, so let's do a little tap in. Okay, first things first. So just like we were talking about with Lucy, you know, if everything is a mirror around us and there's some negativity that's surrounding us or darkness that's surrounding us, it's courting in somehow. And by the way, this is no sort of judgment, because we're all a balance of shadow and light. Just as much as the light can court into us, the shadow side can court into us as well. It's just us being cognizant of it. So at this time, it feels like, you know, negativity or darkness has courted in, but we have to find out where it's courted in. So let's do that. Let's find out where it's courting in, so that next time you go into meditation or you do your healing work, you can go into that specific area of your life, inwards, the inward journey. Send it some love, gratitude, thank it for the lesson, figure out what the lesson was, thank it, so that it can be released, so that it can be transmuted into light, so that we can start to release that cord. Just cut that cord, so that darkness, that negativity, no longer, it can't hang around you. It's got nothing to attach itself to. So let's snip its roots. Let's figure out where it's courting into. What do we need to look at for healing? And we have the star. And I love that it looks like a compass, actually, which something just popped in there for that. So let's dive in. Okay, literally is the compass. Okay, so sometimes things operate in our subconscious that we're not always conscious of. We may have a conscious belief that actually contradicts our subconscious belief. So consciously, I believe, like, you're like, I have a good head on my shoulders, I have a pretty good intuition. Oh, wow, my ear is ringing again. I know what direction I want to go. Subconsciously, it feels like somewhere in this, I don't feel like this is any sort of past life stuff. I feel like this is more like this lifetime, more childhood. There was this programming that you subconsciously inherited, that you are not the best navigator. The programming says that you don't have a good head on your shoulders. You don't know where you're going. How could you ever know for sure? Don't trust your intuition. It's not tangible enough. You know, there's nothing you can write down that says that what you're saying is correct. So somewhere inside of you, there's this doubt that I don't know where I want to go next. I don't know what's best for me. I can't know what's best for me. I'm not an authority figure. It feels like some of this ties into authority figures. Like, if we want to know the weather, we can't possibly know the weather. We have to look to the weatherman or the weather person. If I want to learn another language, I can't personally learn another language all by myself. I'm going to need somebody to teach me that language. And although, yes, we can work together as community, we also have to realize that we're capable of anything as individuals. So where to go and to heal, to release the negativity that's surrounding you. Because right now they're courting into that. They're courting into your self-doubt. That negativity is courting into somebody way back when telling you that you don't know what you're doing. Your intuition is not good enough. You have to have more 3D sense than you do 4D sense. And so if next time you go into your healing and you go into your meditations, try to find out the scenarios, or maybe it was just one scenario where somebody was teaching that to you. And instead of having being upset about the people that taught that to you, just know that they were just acting off of what they were taught. So somebody taught that to them, they thought it was true, and so they taught it to you. So there was no maliciousness, there was none of that. They're just passing on their own programming. And so in seeing that, seeing it as neutral, we look at the lesson here that nobody can tell me what my inner compass is. Nobody can tell me what's best for me in my life. Only I can do that, because I'm the soul. I am the captain of this ship. And so we thank them for showing us that this still exists within us. I thank them for the lesson. I thank them for being mirrors for me in this lifetime. I send them healing. I send them gratitude. I also forgive myself for holding on to this programming for so long. I also thank myself for having the wherewithal of being able to recognize this. And now I'm gonna transmute that into light, into healing. And I guarantee you that as soon as you start doing that, you notice that all this negativity or darkness that's been surrounding you, its cords are just getting cut. It's going to start disappearing. It's like doing a smudging, but you're doing it energetically, if that makes sense. So, all right. Thank you, Lily, so much for allowing me to connect for you. Let me just scroll past here. Okay, so Lily also had a second question. No worries. Oh, Cosmic is next. Oh, sorry. I just scrolled right on past. I didn't see. Sorry, Cosmic. Oh, my worries. Sorry. Sometimes when I scroll, it's like I miss things. Okay. So whatever comes through from your higher self. All right, Cosmic. Okay, let's do a little shuffle. What does Cosmic need to know? What does Cosmic need to know? Okay, this is interesting, Cosmic. So, and by the way, it's all symbolic, so I never really take this literally. But I was seeing kind of an image of, like, you remember back in like the 80s, very early 90s, if you turn your television to like a certain station at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., there was some sort of like workout thing. Sometimes it was like working out with Barbie. There was like working out with Richard Simmons. There's like the Jane Fonda like workout. There was all these, it was like group workouts. Everybody's doing jazzercise, right? So this is what I see. I see all these people. It's like, come on, you guys, lift your knees. All right. And we crunch and we crunch. So it's like this group of people doing like jazzercise, 80s style. I love the leg warmers, by the way. Okay. I have no idea how that ties into your question, but we'll find out. So let's see. If anything, your guides sound really cheeky, because I don't know, I just get really like, I don't know, maybe it's your energy, which also then would be reflective of their energy too, but just like, there are times to be serious, but sometimes it's like, the world's already serious enough. We like to interject a little bit of fun from time to time. Okay, what does Cosmic need to know? Ooh, 8 of Wands. Dude, that totally goes with jazzercise, get my workout on. Okay, so let's see what you need to know at this time. Okay, so your higher self, your guides are like, now is the time for action. And although you may feel that you've already taken action on a good many things, they're talking about what you intuitively know that you need to be doing right now. So it's less like, I need to take action and go do the dishes. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can't speak for all higher selves, but I'm pretty sure our higher self doesn't have doing the dishes at the top of the spiritual priority list. So it's not about like, I want to go get my to-do list done. It's more, I've been having this feeling, and that's what I feel like it is for you. It's been this little niggle, this little feeling inside of you of like, I've been wanting to try this out, you know, and it's something that you haven't done before. It's like when somebody wants to read tarot for the first time. They're unsure. It's like, I've never read tarot cards before, so I don't know if I'll be good at it. But of course, if we've never done something before, we're not good yet, but we can get good. So it's something more like that, where you're wanting to learn more about something, you're wanting to take action on something, but it's like you've been waiting for signs, you've been waiting for almost like somebody to invite you, or someone to give you permission, almost like the world's permission for you to go ahead and you know, dive into this new thing, try out this new thing. And your higher self, your guides are telling you, if that's what you want to do, if your intuition keeps poking you in the belly or is screaming at you like, just go do the thing, you don't need anybody's permission. You don't need my permission. In fact, you don't even need their permission. When you get the feeling, that's when you go do it. And that's actually what makes your intuition stronger, is the more we listen to it when it speaks, the louder its voice gets. The only reason our egos are so loud is because we've been listening to them for most of our lives. I say most because we didn't really listen to it too much when we were really, really young. But because we listen to what it says, like the ego says, turn left, not right. Okay, I turn left. Next time it speaks, it's going to be more clear. Well, we can practice that same thing with our higher selves, with our intuition. Next time your intuition is like, just go pick up a deck of cards and just try reading with it. It doesn't matter that you don't have any book knowledge or any of that. Who cares? Your intuition surpasses any book knowledge that there could ever be, because the higher self is tapped into all the knowledge of all the universe. You can learn anything you want. All you have to do is tap into the energy. So if your intuition says, go get that thing, go do that thing, and you do it, next time your higher self speaks, it's going to be louder. And the next time it's going to be louder, and it's going to be louder, and it'll just increase. So they're just telling you that as of right now, that those little things that you've kind of been denying yourself, saying, oh, I'll wait and see what happens, or I'll wait till like I see somebody else try it first, or, you know, because I don't know how to do it. Of course we don't know how to do it, but that shouldn't prevent us from trying something new. So this is your go ahead of like, if you needed signs or whatever, this is a just go try the things, go do the things. You know, again, you don't need the permission, but if you do want that intuition to speak more loudly to you, to be more clear with you, you have to listen to it. You have to give it a chance. Just like we gave our egos a chance, and it's pretty loud, it gets pretty clear, but we can make the other half of us just as clear and just as loud. Okay. Thank you so much, Cosmic Conversations. Mwah! Thank you. Okay. Let's see, let's go here. Okay. So Lily had a second question. Oh, hey, our friend Angela's here. Umbra is here. Sorry if I didn't catch everybody who is coming in. Welcome. Love you guys. All right. Lily said, second question, is my finance, EAH, strong enough to overcome his inner demons? Should I stick it through? He's open to grow and seems sincere. Change takes time. Third strike, he's great, but issues is a deal breaker. Oh, sorry, my fiance. I thought it said finance. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at your fiance. My apologies, I had misspoken. All right. Oh, Lucy was saying that Ghostbusters is one of her favorite movies. You must have sensed that in my energy. I know all the lines. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Well, see, that's why these things come up. That's why it's like sometimes it makes no sense. I'm just like looking at the language of your guys' higher selves. And I love how your higher selves speak. It's amazeballs. Okay, so Lily, let's take a look at your fiance. So he's on his third strike. Just like I told my dad, because he's on his third marriage. I'm like, 3 strikes, you're out, buddy. After this, you've lost your you've lost your get married card. Anyway, okay, so let's tap in. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that movie in a hot minute. I barely remember. I sort of remember the gist of the movie, but it's been so long, I don't remember it that well. When Harry Met Sally, that's the movie that's popping up in my head when I was tapping into your fiance's energy. When Harry Met Sally. Okay, let's see what that means. So what is the best course of action for Lily moving forward? What do we give them the chance? Do we continue on? Is this a lesson to learn? Is this something? What do we do here? Again, really, we have the Hanged Man. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. So this goes along with what we were talking about before. Remember, our outer world reflecting our inner world. And right now, this person in your life is the reason they are upsetting you as they are is because they're trying to show you something that has yet to be healed within you. And so although yes, this is a two-person thing. This person has to, you know, obviously they have things to be healed. We're not perfect. We're all healing beings, right? This person in your life is working on healing things too. And you have been a mirror for your partner to heal these things. So there are things that you have done that have triggered this person, and they can either reflect on it or deny that it's any part of their own energy and try and place it back on you. But the same thing can be said for you. You could look at their energy, see what they're doing, and saying, that's something I would never do. So this is no part of my energy. But they wouldn't be in your reality, and this wouldn't be bothering you if it wasn't something that also needed to be healed within you. So as you go inwards and you look, you ask, why does this bother me so much? Like, why is this person on their third strike? Like 3 strikes, you're out. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why? And as we go further, we might, look at and see this could be examples of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and how we viewed union when we were growing up. And this could also be past life as well. But oftentimes a child is looking at how to operate within a relationship and who we have relationships with based on the relationships that surrounded the child. So these are the friends of your parents. These are your parents themselves. These are your grandparents. These are your aunts and uncles. This is seeing people's relationships with animals, relationships to nature, relationships with other humans. You were getting a gauge of how relationships work. And if relationships always had to have a bit of turmoil in order for them to be quote unquote interesting, in the people that you grew up with, then that would be a form of programming. As we get older, we decide that the best relationships always have turmoil or some sort of drama within them in order for them to be interesting. Even if the people didn't like the drama, even if they didn't like that, it's what they were programmed to seek out. And so as you go inwards and you're healing that portion of yourself, with all the forgiveness and all the transmuting it into light, then it makes it more clear to look at where your partner is in need of healing. And perhaps as you heal, they have a choice then too, because they have free will. I see that Lily is healing. I see that she's changing. Her energy is obviously changed in a way that now is affecting me. Do I like this change or do I not like this change? And we can kind of, go from there. But it seems like this person is more looking to you for the answers. Like, how does Lily heal herself? How does Lily, transmute things? And although this is subconscious, I doubt this person's sitting there consciously like, show me how you heal. They're more going off of your energy and your actions. And if your energy and actions is like, I've healed that portion of myself, so now I'm no longer affected by your shenanigans. But now I understand I don't want those type of shenanigans in my life. Now you have a chance, sir, to either change and transmute as well, start looking at your own inner shadows and change as well, or continue being as you are, but perhaps as you are is not in alignment with where I am now, and then you make your decisions from there. But all starts with first just going inwards and healing the portion that is upsetting you that they are reflecting, so it's just stuff from the past. It's just old past programming. And so as you switch up your energy, see how that affects your partner. If they change along with you, fantastic. They want to heal along with you. That's great. It doesn't matter how many strikes they had previously. All that matters is the present moment. But if they want to stubbornly continue doing their thing, that's their choice too. And that's probably part of their life path. But then you get to make a decision. If this person is unwilling to look at their own shadows, unwilling to look at their own programming and heal, that may not be in alignment with me, and maybe we have to have a talk about that. Maybe there needs to be a letting go. But before any of those decisions get made, we got to do the inner healing first. So I hope that makes sense. All righty. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I do apologize for not being able to see all of the comments, but I thank everybody who allowed me to do a reading for them. I like doing these one card readings on like during our live chat, because I feel like even though we might personally have things that we're going through, things that we're healing, I think that it benefits us all. Like, there's a lot of the messages that I heard in there. I mean, literally I was speaking, but the messages that I heard in there from your higher selves are things that I could take in. So I think it helps us all with it. So thank you. Silver Star says, I better go too. Love to you all. Have a beautiful one. Have a beautiful Sunday, Heather. Lily says, yes, I've told him exactly what you said. Thank you. All right. So it's probably just maybe confirmation then. And I've noticed that, especially because, I get readings from my friends from time to time. And sometimes it's just like I know something, my intuition is telling me, but like my ego gets in the way. And so usually that's when I have other people read for me. And it'll just be confirmation of what my intuition said. And then I'm like, oh, okay. All right, then now I know what to do. Oh, Angela's here. Yeah, she said, bless you, Silver Star. Go in peace today. May angels send you love and light to brighten your day. Amen. And everybody's saying to take care. John said, I definitely got something from these readings. Thank you again, John, for being so generous earlier, gifting that reading to our friend Dominique. Okay, well, let's go into a channel guided meditation, shall we? Speaking of healing. I just got a download since we did Pyro and Pyro. I was going to say Pyro and Fire at the same time. Pyro. Okay, we did some pyromancy earlier. So let's tap into that fire energy. You can actually burn a candle if you want for this meditation. So go ahead and get yourselves ready. I'm going to turn this camera around, get myself ready for the meditation. So yes, thank you everybody who joined us today for the weekly reading, all the people that offered their guidance, their messages. Again, if you're watching this replay, go back and watch the chat, read the chat, because there's a lot of great messages in there. The card readings that we did, definitely go back and listen to, read what their questions were, listen to what the messages were, see if that's something that you could utilize in your life. But yeah, let's tap into fire. I think that could be helpful. Lily said, yes, confirmation exactly. And she says, John, very kind of you. Okay, so I'm going to get myself up here and let's actually, I want to focus on these flowers down here. Or maybe we can zoom out a little bit, I suppose. But no, I think that's just it's nice and grounding. We're close to the ground. We got the flowers. The yellow reminds me of the sun, which reminds me of fire, which reminds me of source, which reminds me of our inner power. But yeah, let's do a little bit of fire meditation. Okay, maybe I could even zoom into these flowers. I don't know. Okay, let's do that. Jolene says, I'm very late, but hope y'all had a good day. Might have a chance to catch up afterwards. All right. Well, you know what? I say we're happy to have you no matter what time you come in. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get ourselves into a nice, cozy, comfortable space. You could light a candle this time if you wish, because this is going to be a fire-centered meditation. We're going to be tapping into the energy of fire, but if you would like its 3D representation, go ahead and perhaps maybe light the fireplace, light a candle, and just allow yourself to either sink down in your chair, in a pillow on the floor. Maybe you want to lay down on your bed, or perhaps lean up against a tree out in the forest with all the beautiful sounds around you, the gentle wind on your skin. And as you get settled, go ahead and bring your awareness to your breath. And I want you to take notice of your breathing at the moment. Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it deep? Is it shallow? We're not passing any sort of judgment. We're just taking stock of where we are. What is our stasis at this moment? If it helps you, go ahead and place one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Just feel the rise and fall of your chest. Perhaps you are inhaling so deeply that you feel it within the belly. And just feeling those exhales, what the breath feels like as it passes your lips. How it makes you feel when all you have to focus on is the breath. All other cares, all other worries, to-do lists, your friends, the animals, they'll wait for you. Right now, the most important thing is your breathing. And as you breathe, I want you to visualize a fire within your belly. What does this fire look like? Is it a small fire? Just a little bit of kindling? Just a small flame? Is the fire much larger? Perhaps taking up your entire core? How intensely do you feel this fire? Is it gentle warmth, or is the heat unbearable? What is the color of your fire? Is it yellows and oranges, and reds? Does your fire burn so hot it is blue? But I want you to take a look at your fire. Whatever color the fire may be, however large or how small the fire may be, we're going to stoke the fire today. And this fire represents your ability to connect to your intuition. Perhaps we want to feel it more intensely. Perhaps we want to see it more clearly. Perhaps we want to be the fire. And so we want our breathing to reflect this stoking of the fire. So we're going to breathe in together, breathing in nice and deep into the belly, and we're going to press out. And breathe in and breathe out. And you notice we've quickened the pace a little bit with our breath. Continue to breathe. We're going to do a 4-count inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forceful exhale. Out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, till there's nothing left in the tank. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Forceful mouth exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue your exhales and your inhales at this pace. And as you inhale and as you exhale, I want you to see that fire. As you bring in more oxygen, that fire burning brighter and brighter. And as you exhale, blowing that wind across the fire, it burns brighter and brighter, taking up more and more space, burning up more and more material so that it can expand, so that it can grow. Continue inhaling and exhaling. And every time you inhale, you remember the fire within you. You remember your power. You remember that you are an intuitive being first. You are a human second. You are in this vessel temporarily. And although we're here to have this human experience, we are here to connect with all other human beings, to learn, to grow. We are also spirit. We are also multidimensional. Therefore, nothing confines us, not our vessel, not this planet, not this universe. And as we exhale, we let go of any programming, any trauma, any shadows that may prevent us from remembering this, that may prevent us from connecting to that intuition, from connecting to our divine nature. Continue breathing. You may start to notice that your physical body is starting to tingle. You may start to feel a warmth in your torso, in your chest. And that is you, that is your energy. Your 4D self is warming your 3D self. This is another reminder that as above, so below, as within, so without. Continue breathing. And now that we've seen this fire, we've felt it in our belly, we've felt it throughout our entire being, we're going to slow that breath down. Nice, slow inhale with me. And pause, a nice, slow exhale. Make sure that your exhales now are becoming longer than your inhales. So inhaling in Exhaling out. And watch the fire begin to contain itself once again, but never extinguishing. It's always there. It's an eternal fire. For as long as your soul lives, this fire lives, which is for all eternity. And as you continue to slow down your breath and to cool the body down, you will remember that you can come back to this fire at any time. Anytime you would like more clarity in your intuition, or to be reminded of the muse within, the creativity within, the all within, all you have to do is come back to this visualization of your own internal fire. You can stoke it however you wish. And as we've calmed down our breath, go ahead and bring your awareness back into your body. Return to your normal state of breathing. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and have yourself a little stretch and open your eyes. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this guided meditation with you. Thank you for joining me out in the forest here today. I had a lot of fun with our fire magic, our little pyromancy for all my little pyros, all my little closeted pyros. Yeah, and I encourage you maybe do a little work with a little fire today. You know, it doesn't have to be super woo-woo. Maybe you want to have a candlelit dinner today. I don't know. But yeah, maybe today is a relaxed day. Maybe you want to go out and do something creative. But definitely listen to that fire within. But I thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Like I said, everybody who's lurking, everybody who's going to be watching the replays, and everybody who offered their messages, allowed me to read for them. All of my patrons, my YouTube members, subscribers, all of you guys are amazeballs. Thank you for joining me in the forest, and I always have a lot of fun with you guys. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will catch you guys next Sunday. All right. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.